Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to the movie Ernest and Celestine. So this was a donation reward request, and this is something I wanted to check out anyways because there's a series as well, Ernest and Celestine collection, that I was thinking about checking out and just haven't yet. Um, and supposedly the movie, I guess, comes first, I think I heard. Now, I don't know much of anything about this. I think it's about an elephant and a mouse or something like that. No. A bear and a mouse, right? Some kind of big animal and a mouse. I've only seen like a couple screenshots from it. I don't know like otherwise what it's about. I don't know like what the characters are like. Um, I believe I got the French version, the subtitled version here. I hope I did at least. Now, since I don't know anything about this, I cannot even begin to guess where this is going to go. But I'm hoping to enjoy it. Now, I think I did hear it was a children's film, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad or like super immature or anything. I mean, because technically, if you want to go that route, My Little Pony is a children's cartoon. And you know how much I love that, so even though Lauren Faust created it to be for all ages, for families, rather than actual just straight up kids only. But still. So I don't know anything about what this is going to be like, so I have really not much of anything to say. This is our week's donation reward, though. I will say that there are two other donation reward movies that we're supposed to be doing this month. I can't find them anywhere. Like I've been searching and I can't find them anywhere. One is the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire documentary on the entire cheating scandal that happened. I think it's called Major Fraud. And the other one is Agatha Christie's Crooked House. So both of those, I found both of them online, but only to watch online. I haven't been able to find them to download. And that's the thing, I need to be able to download them. Or at least if I'm going to watch them online, they need to be on a reputable site like Netflix or whatnot, which they don't seem to be. If anyone could help me find those, like to be able to download, or at least on a good enough site where there's not going to be a lot of lag issues or anything, please let me know, because otherwise we might have a problem for the next couple reactions and getting those two movie reactions up at all. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, so Ernest and Celestine, I know pretty much nothing going into this. Let's just get it started. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. Or to the movie, rather. I'm used to saying episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this movie was very different from what I kind of expected it and thought it was going to be. Like I said, I knew almost nothing about it, other than a few pictures and stuff I'd seen of Ernest and Celestine. But I did not know how this was going to go pretty much at all otherwise. But based on the idea, I thought it was like, yeah, I was kind of expecting the unlikely friendship angle between the bear and the mouse. But there's a lot with this that I really didn't expect. I didn't expect the huge, like, cultural kind of theme that was going on with how the two cultures were so drastically opposed to each other and had all of these horror stories about each other and shit. I wasn't expecting Ernest's personality pretty much at all. I didn't think... I actually thought he was going to end up being some kind of, like, lazy, down-to-earth, like, unusually nice bear. But no, he's actually kind of this uh, this vagabond almost. He lives in a rundown shack, like far out into the country, and he apparently doesn't have a job or anything, so he sings illegally on the streets. I guess it's illegal to do that, to try and get some food money. He's fully willing to steal, and without really questioning it at all. He's rough. He doesn't think about the consequences of things. He often does not take into account uh, sound and just how loud he's being. So it's like, it's insane. Celestine is kind of what I've expected her to be. Um, by contrast, like, I kind of expected Celestine was going to be this cute, innocent little girl who was just basically trying to make it, trying to do something. And I didn't anticipate that she was going to be an artist necessarily. Um, I didn't anticipate that she would be an orphan, obviously, or that she would have an internship at a dentist. I also, that's another thing I did not anticipate with this movie, the teeth thing. Apparently, they just replace teeth when they're, like, what? Like, I mean, in real life, you can get, like, dentures and fake, like, implants and stuff. But with them, they're real teeth. And they just, like, pop them on in. And that's not quite how that works. Um, but yeah, so Ernest and Celestine get into a bit of trouble because of their law breaking and shit, which they did do. They very much broke the law, which also really surprised me. Um, and eventually they end up getting caught. However, by the opposite sides, the bear police catch Celestine, while the mouse police catch Ernest. And they end up going to trial for it. And in both cases, the courts are like right on top of each other, like in the bear world and then the underground mouse world, which is ironic, I guess. And a fire breaks out down below and it spreads up to the courthouse, the bear courthouse above. And in the end, both sides have to save their respective judges and gain the respect and even admiration of both sides. Like, Celestine saves the bear judge, putting out the fire, because he's literally on fire, and saves him. And he's thankful. He finds it a little weird, the very idea of a bear and a mouse being a friend, but you know what? He's just like, you saved me. That's what matters here. You proved yourself. And Ernest, against the judge's wishes, grabs the mouse judge, runs out of the courthouse with him, and puts him in the water to put him out, to save him. And again, it earns his respect. It earns his admiration. And in both cases, they're both freed. Their crimes are just completely wiped clean, and they are allowed to just be with each other. And I said it during the reaction, I like how in the end, when they reunite and embrace, the entire world just fades away. There's no background, no nothing, it's just them, because again, as I said, in that moment, the only thing in the world to them was each other. And I know this is supposed to be a story of friendship, and I know that Celestine is probably at the most an older teenager, considering she lives in an orphanage. But there was a little bit of shipping fuel there. I don't know, it feels weird to me, because it feels like it was kind of giving that idea off in the end. Just that idea of everything else fading away because the only thing left in their world at that moment is each other. Just feels very romantic. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just thinking too heavily into that metaphor, but um, I'm not even saying I do ship them. I'm just saying there is that kind of shipping fuel. And to be fair, the Studio Ghibli film, when Marnie was there, did kind of the same thing. And then it revealed that Marnie was Anna's dead grandmother. And it was weird, admittedly. And I'm saying that considering when Marnie was there is my favorite Studio Ghibli film. But still, it is a little weird. It is a little odd. But at the same time, it doesn't take away from the movie to think about that, to just consider that idea, that concept. Um, Ernest and Celestine had a great building relationship. Like, it started off with them, as they kind of put it at the end, Ernest was going to eat her. But she convinced him not to. She helped him out, and he helped her out. They helped each other, and it grew into an eventual friendship to the point where that's all they wanted. That's all they cared about. They truly loved each other that much. And yes, it counts as love between friends. They loved each other that much that that's all that they cared about in the end. Because that was their one wish after saving the judges. That was the one thing that would make them happy. The art style was so beautifully artistic. Like, holy shit. I've seen similar art styles before in various things, but I think this is one of the best examples of this in execution. Like, the concept is fine, but most of the time the execution's off. It really worked for this movie. For the style, for the themes, for the ideas, for the characters, it just really fit. The voice acting was great. I love the voice acting. Everyone did a great job. And overall, the soundtrack, all of that was good. But yeah, the characters and story are definitely what made it for me. I wouldn't say this is like the best movie I've seen, and definitely I wouldn't say it's even the best I've seen this year. Um, but I'm definitely glad I got to watch it. I'm definitely glad I saw this. It was super worth it. It's a good movie, and I really enjoyed it. A lot more than I thought I would. And it really went by. Like, I only checked the time twice. The first time, I didn't check the time until it was like already 40 minutes through. And then the second time, it was like a couple minutes before it was going to end, basically. So it's like, if I'm only checking the time a couple times, that's usually a good sign. I was just really into it. Um, but yeah, so as I mentioned, there is a series as well, Ernest and Celestine Collection. I definitely want to see that in the future now. I don't know how many episodes or whatnot it is, but I'm definitely even more interested now. I assume, I guess, that takes place after the events of the movie, from what I think I've heard. Um, we'll just kind of have to see. And that would make sense, because this movie is definitely the origin story of them coming together as friends. And with a name like Ernest and Celestine Collection, it's probably like a series of their little adventures, whatever they're doing at the time. Um, Now, there was an English dub. I did see it in French. I wanted to see this in the original French. Um, but the English dub, from what it showed at the beginning or whatnot, did have some pretty big name actors, like William H. Macy and all. So I might check that out and just like skim through the English version just to hear like some of their voices and all. Um, but in the meantime, tell me what you thought of Ernest and Celestine down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you want to check out any of my social media links and more, please check them out over to the side. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave those down below. In the meantime, though, thank you so much once again for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.